Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1290. 1290. That's when I graduated from UCSB. I'm starting to realize now we're getting very close to 1300, and I need to come up with something to do to celebrate the 1300th episode. Perhaps you can think of something. If you do, call me. 336-MM Daily, and welcome to the show called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
At the last place on earth today, the Brewmaster, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and Benita. Did you watch the address to the nation on the repeater over and over again, watching it on C-SPAN? No, you didn't, because you have a life and a plan. I caught all the info about it
Mike's Daily Podcast
this morning, and I'm glad he pretty much stayed to the script. They didn't improvise
Mike's
too much,
Daily
as far as I can tell.
Podcast.
I still need to watch the entire oh my god, I just realized something. My Facebook page, facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. I lost a fan. Yes, I lost a fan. Was it something I said? Was I too mean against Trump? Or was I not mean enough? I don't know.
Wrong.
I think I'll never get that fan back. Well, sayonara, fan. Hey, something good happened for my dog, Basil the Boxer. This is a sweater that features a deer on the back, which, to those of you who are avid listeners of this podcast, you know about 2 weeks ago, I was driving in Union City, right here in Union City, well, next to actually next to Fremont, sort of in between Podcastro Valley and Fremont. There's Union City. Well, there's also Hayward, but whatever. And yeah, I'm driving along, and a deer walks in the front door. I mean, a deer is running in front of me, and something scares it, and it jumps onto my hood, but then he was all right, and he ran away. So, that's an abridged telling of that story. So, there's this deer on the back of Basil's sweater. You can see as it's on his back, and he looked so happy in the sweater this morning. So much warmer. And someone walked in. Hi, Mac! It's Benita the Rodeo Queen! How you doing?
And to Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
Anyway, I wanted to tell y'all that I enjoyed Trump's speech last night. It spoke to America.
The fact of the matter is that a lot of Democrats are enjoying the fact that the speech, there was a lot of things they liked about the speech, but of course the immigration thing came up, and he kind of just didn't really, that wasn't so, and there was so that's my summation of the speech. Look who else has walked in.
Hello, Mac. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
We're having root beer right now, this morning, because root beer is good for you in the morning time. Yeah, so Castro Valley has a lot of houses with this terrible green color. It's horrible. Simply frightening. In fact, when I was looking at houses to buy in the Bay Area several years ago, one of the houses we looked at, it's this green, I don't know, it's kind of blue mixed into it, but it's oddly soothing, but ugly and hideous at the same time. So I saw, as I was on my walk with Basil the Boxer yesterday, so many of these houses have this green color. It was very odd. Well, Café Anyway. That's pretty much it. I had a bunch of other stuff, but I'm running into technical issues today, so we'll just make this a short show. And you can help out the show through the Amazon link. Click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy. That helps us out. You'll get a special greeting from all the Café Anyway characters and stuff. I don't know if that's exactly what happens, but go to mikesdailypodcast.com and you'll find out more about that. Okay, now I'm going to do a segment that is called the something.
This is interesting.
Wow, this is interesting.
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
It's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, it's called This is Interesting. Okay, so apparently Trump, in his first address to the joint session of Congress, that means both the House of Representatives and the Senate, he stuck close. By the way, not that many Democrats shook his hand as he walked up and down the aisle last night. Interesting to note. He stuck closely to his prepared remarks, but ran afoul of the facts in some cases, according to factcheck.org. He said the U.S. had spent $6 trillion in the Middle East, and with this $6 trillion, we could have rebuilt our country. Actually, the amount spent so far is $1.7 trillion. He cherry-picked the findings of a recent report saying it found immigration costs U.S. taxpayers billions of dollars a year. The report said immigration, quote, has an overall positive impact.
And here's today's podcast picture.
On long-run economic growth. Oh, the podcast picture today is of the wonderful lake. No, it's of the bay. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's the bay. There's wildflowers popping up by the bay right now. If you walk along the Hayward Regional Shoreline, and they're so bright yellow, so nice, much better than that awful green in Podcastro Valley. So check out that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. Trump said 94 million Americans are out of the labor force, a figure that includes the retired college students and stay-at-home parents. The vast majority, 88.5 million, said they didn't want a job. Well, I'm not going to read any more of that because it's so badly written. I don't know what I'm saying. Finally, practice makes perfect. This is interesting. This, according to CNBC, President Donald Trump spent a couple minutes sitting in a limousine outside the White House, apparently practicing reading aloud his first speech to Congress. The weird scene captured by an MSNBC camera showed Trump looking closely at a sheaf of white papers in his hand, his lips moving. So he really did stick to the script. He's like, usually I have to improvise because I don't like to read things. No, he didn't actually say that, but you could read it in your mind that he did. At times, he glanced over to others in the car as if to check their reaction to his words. That's how it's done, folks. Twitter users reacted to his dry run by saying things like, "This is fascinating. MSNBC has live footage," and other blah, blah, blah. As we go outside a Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, right next to Union City and Hayward and all those other wonderful towns where people are so provincial here in the Bay Area. So provincial. It's like I was enjoying ramen in Hayward and Eon Coffee, and I'm sitting next to the lovely family I was talking about last show, where the husband, the father is coughing up a lung the entire time we're talking, and I'm trying to eat, and that sounded pleasant. And then they're saying, "Oh, you're from Castro Valley." And I said, "Yes, I am from Podcastro Valley." And they said, "Oh yeah, that's way over there, and you've got that new hospital, and oh, it's so neat downtown. It's so lovely. It's all the way over there." I'm like, "Where do you live?" Oh, we live in Hayward, right over there." "You're right next door to Castro Valley. Why are you saying it sounds like it's in frickin' to Sweden? Dang. People are so provincial here. It's lovely. Well, this show really sucks today. I want to thank you, though, for listening to it. I'm just trying to pull it all together, and I can't. It's just going to not be together today. It's not together, but some things are, and that is that we have a wonderful picture of the yellow flowers. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Check that out right now. Okay. Did I mention I got Basil a sweater that has the design of a deer on the back? That's awesome. Next show, it's going to be the wonderful people that I created in my mind. Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Enjoy your day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!